Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kimberly Knotts and this is KK's Fit Kitchen. Today we're going to talk about fish. Now I want to recreate, just in case you got a craving for scallops and you're going through the motions. We're going to combine stuff that's in the refrigerator already. Okay, so we're going to have some fun. We're just going to get creative around the cooking process and not stress so much about an exact recipe. Okay, that's because that's the way I like to roll, and that's what I like to inspire this creative, relaxed feeling around the kitchen. So put on some good music. I have some piano playing. So I'm an integrative health coach, and I'm also the creator of Simple Cooking for Vitality. Bioenergetic cooking is a method I created. It's really just to put the reverence back into food, but it's also to show you how delicious real food can be, gluten-free, dairy-free. I take you through the major meridians of the body. So scallops, there is a scallop recipe in the book. It's under the thyroid section, which makes sense because scallops can deliver the iodine that our thyroid needs, selenium, zinc. These are all things that help with thyroid function. So this pan-seared scallop with citrus and fennel, it's rockin' delicious, okay? But maybe you want to do something different, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be doing kind of a coconut, almost like curry, but not too much curry. I don't want the whole house smelling for days. We're going to be using asparagus, shiitake mushrooms. What else did I have in the refrigerator? I have some fresh basil that I have to use up. I have some onion. Of course, I always have garlic and onion, and I always have something that's in like a little baggie that I've used, a little back here, that I've used before and that is sitting there and needs to be used. Now, this could happen to you. I normally have fresh ginger, and I thought I did, but I didn't get it. So in this recipe, what I would have done is I would have grated on this microplane some fresh ginger root, which I've made into dressings and would taste really great here, but we're not going to use it. So what are we going to use instead? Of course, I have some organic ground ginger. This is from the Ginger Guy here at our farmer's market. I buy the Simply Organic brand. So we're going to use some ginger, some turmeric, and some curry and some cinnamon in here. We're going to get everything nice and fragrant. Scallops take no time to cook. Okay, so one other thing. Mercury levels. So if you're curious about mercury, Dr. Hyman talks a lot about mercury because his gut issues were stemming around the levels of mercury in his own body. So this one, I have most all of his books, but Food, What the Heck to Eat is great. It's a great guide for me to share with my clients, but mercury will affect all of your major organs, your brain, your heart, your gut, especially. So, and it can worsen chronic diseases that you have. That's no fun. Autoimmune, ADHD, things like that. It can also make weight impossible to lose. And it can react with viruses to create worse symptoms of autoimmune things in the body. Okay, so we do want to get it out. There's lots of different ways to get it out with the chelation, talking about adding in cilantro, doing foot detox. I have a far infrared tent. So there's ways to do it, but you also want to mitigate what you put into your body. So we want to be focused on the smaller fish, and scallops would be one of them. The pan's heating up nice. Here, let me turn this down. I can smell it. The smaller fish and scallops would be one of them, but not, just if you're curious, I'll tell you which one's not. So not the big fish, which we eat shark, swordfish, the Chilean sea bass, too bad. Go easy on that. Maybe once a month if you're going to have it to keep it down. King mackerel, marlin, grouper, halibut. So there's a lot of grouper that's served out there. Also, unfortunately, guys, I have not had sushi in forever. Tuna, sushi, and imported shrimp. Make sure you're getting your shrimp from the Gulf of Mexico. So let's get on with this. What else did I have? Is I had a sweet potato. So I like to add color. Now you might want some cherry tomatoes, maybe have some tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes. I'm just going to peel this. We're going to do it on the mandolin. We're going to do it really thin. So just getting super creative here. And so let me just get this peeled, because you don't need to watch me peel it. I'll get it peeled. We'll be right back. We'll slice that up, and then we'll get everything going here. Okay, so if you've never used the mandolin before, it's perfect for radishes, perfect for very thin carrots, perfect for watermelon radishes. You want that stuff really thin. So here's a trick that I kind of came across as I'm doing this. You want to make sure they're all kind of equal in height. And what we're going to do is we're going to place them in here. See how they all kind of, this thing fits into a groove, just make sure it's in the groove. And then we're going to make sure that this is on one. Okay, so it's on the thinnest setting. Okay, hold on. This thing is not in all the way. All right, there we go. Okay, fabulous. All the flat sides are down. This thing has little grippers. So we're just going to shove this in there, and it kind of holds on to it. And now all you do is slide it back and forth, and you're going to get some nice, slender sweet potatoes. Why am I putting sweet potato in there? Is because I want some extra color. I want some extra antioxidants. Little tomatoes will be perfect. It'll add a pop of red to this. I'm adding some beta carotene. Tomatoes' main antioxidants is what is it? Lycopene. Sorry. However, watermelon has actually more lycopene than tomatoes. So that's why watermelon, fresh sweet watermelon, is so darn good and cooling to the body too. Heard me talk about that. All right, we're almost done here. Nice little arm workout. Be careful, the blade's super sharp, obviously. And so now I've got a nice amount of sweet potatoes that are going to be there. And they'll cook up nice and quickly. So that's fun. And I've already just put so the wax paper is great. You can just hold on to your stuff or sit it into a bowl. And I've already chopped up some onions because I had those ready. Now with your asparagus, we're not going to use all of these because you might want some that are longer to put on a plate with some meat. But when I do a recipe like this, I don't want really long ones in there. So I'm going to take out half of these. I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator. And we're just going to cut off the most succulent tips, put those aside. And then what I do is I cut this into little, about 1 inch or 3/4 inch. There we go. So now we have some little pieces too that we can put in there. It's going to be a very nice filling. So asparagus, so good for the body. It's also nourishing to your gut. It helps feed the gut bacteria, which is really nice. We want to keep that good gut bacteria happy, right? Okay, so we're going to be using coconut oil in here. This is a brand that I prefer to cook with. Look, let me just take a break. While we're doing this, what am I got going on over here? The water's already boiling. I'm going to put this over an alternate pasta. You can put it over rice, but actually a fusilli or a rotini, these will actually, I like the swirls. The swirls will hold the moisture of the sauce. So I don't know, I prefer these with it. So you can do a green lentil, the Tolerant brand, cooks up okay. The Andes Dream Pasta is a quinoa. This cooks up pretty well. These are elbows, but they do have a rotini or a fusilli, rotini or fusilli. I'm going to be using the rest. I already had this open. I'm using the fava bean and 25 grams of protein. So these alternate pastas are really productive. So we're just going to get this. It only takes a short time to cook, so let me just get this going first. Because you don't want to overcook the alternative pastas. Because you don't want your stuff to be mushy, and some of them can, and I've used many of them. Now I have some leftover coconut milk and I like to store it in little jars. So when you get jars, keep the jars so you have them for storage in the refrigerator. I also have some more here. We're going to need some more, but I'm going to use the rest to whip up some fresh vegan chocolate, not sorbet, gelato. So, all right, next thing up is the garlic. I got 4 cloves here. If you like more, get more. Perfect. If you're doing this a little more Asian, you could even, put in some lime. But we're gonna do like gonna do a curry alternate. A lot of curry recipes add way too much curry for me. So adjust based on the way you like it. I'm adjusting down on the curry, more on the garlic. I like it rough chopped. I don't like it too small, honestly. I like getting some nice big pieces myself. So that's the way I'm going to do it. All right, first up is the onions. Let them get a little bit translucent before you put in the garlic. And so let's let this go. I'm going to get the chili into the water. And so the other good thing is 9 grams of protein. So if you do my carb conversion with me, 25 grams of protein. But so let's look at the carb conversion. We've got 34 grams fava beans. 34 minus 9. So that is, hold on. And 25, right? 25, 9. And then divide that by 5. So you've got about 5 grams of sugar conversion. So that's another good thing about having these productive alternate pastas. All right, we're gonna get this into the water. It's already salted with some good sea salt. It's ready to go. And as soon as this is translucent, we're gonna be adding in the garlic. So let me just tidy up a bit and we will be right back. Okie doke, brilliant. Let's get this garlic in there. Just gonna toss it around for a few minutes. The pasta only has to cook 7 minutes, or you can check it at 6. That's where I've got it set. So we'll pay attention to that. I actually like my mushrooms I like them a little bit grilled, so we're gonna add them in there as well. And hold on. Oh, what I want to get in there next is the spices. Okay, so let's get these little shaker tops off. I'm actually just going to add 1 teaspoon for me. I'm just not feeling like I want too much curry. But normally you would add about a tablespoon into a whole curry recipe. I'm going to be digging the garlic and just grabbing a knife to get these little tops off. Here we go. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of that as well. So this is fresh right from the ginger guys at the farmer's market. So this is really bright and vibrant. We got some really vibrant spices in there, which is fun. If you like a little heat, I might even add a little cayenne after. I'll pick that up after. And we're going to get turmeric in there as well, and a little bit of cinnamon. Okay, that's a half teaspoon. And we are using probably a quarter of the cinnamon. Woo, nice, right? Ceylon cinnamon, ginger, curry, and turmeric. Sweet. Now let's get in some of the sweet potatoes so we can get this sauteing up with all of the spices. I'm actually going to add a little bit more of the coconut oil. Okay. And actually, I'm going to add the tips. And some of these, I have a lot, so I don't think we need all of them. I keep these in the refrigerator because I'll add them to quick dishes. Fantastic. Let's get some of this shiitake mushrooms in there. So we're just letting all the fragrance blend together. I'm actually going to add a cover just for a few minutes to let it soften. And oh, we got the sweet basil. Yep, we already talked about that. So that's cooking and it's going to be ready soon. So I will drain it in a little colander and we'll be right back. Everything is smelling great. We've got some really nice, perfectly al dente, a little under for me. I like it a little softer. I just drizzled a little bit of avocado oil on it. I'm going to set it to the side. Now we're going to be adding in the coconut milk so that the veggies can simmer a little bit more. So if you have some broth or water, you can add a little bit of that to it as well. This might be enough. I might not have to open a new can. So we're just going to let this soften just a little bit more, and then we're going to bring it to a boil. And then we're going to add the scallops. Yep, we're going to need a little bit more coconut milk. In the meantime, we're going to be shredding up some of the fresh basil, which we'll add to it, and then we'll also top on top. Yeah, so you know what? You can make pesto and freeze pesto. That way your basil will not go bad. We'll set that to the side and I'll figure out something else to use with that. So just like I've done before, what I like to do with the basil is just roll it and then slice it. Almost like it's ribbon. You can tear it if you want to. Doesn't need to be perfect, just chunks of it. Awesome. Let's get so I like this no guar gum added. So there's no gums and fillers in this brand. So we'll get some more added, and I'm going to save the rest for when I make my gelato. So the thicker part is on top because I store this in the fridge, and the more liquid's on the bottom. So that is great. Okay, let me grab out the scallops. Very easy. They're actually they're on sale right now. They're on sale. When they're on sale, grab them. I'm only getting 3. Actually, I'm kind of more plant-based myself. So I'm just, no, I got 4. And even 4, of course. So I'm just going to rinse these and then I'm going to pat them dry. With a paper towel. All right, great. And let me grab some sea salt and some pepper. And we're pretty much done with this recipe. Right? So that's already boiling. That's exactly where we want it. We want to get these scallops right in the center of the mix. Scallops do not take long, so this will be ready in 5 minutes. And you don't want the veggies overcooked. So I'm gonna maybe about a quarter teaspoon, half teaspoon total. Get a little cracked black pepper in there. I'm gonna hold off to put the basil in for just a few minutes. So let's get that covered, and we're gonna let them cook just for about 5 minutes, and we'll be back. Just like that, we're almost done. So thanks for joining us today. If you're new to the channel, I put a little bit of the basil in there just a minute ago. Guys, look how fragrant. I mean, if you can smell it, that would be awesome. But it's so colorful with the sweet potatoes, and because they're slim, they cooked up really, really quickly. We're not going to overcook the scallops. And what else I'm going to put in there is I have a whole jar, a whole cupboard over there with everything is organized in jars, and I'm feeling like some pistachios. But why not add in some fresh nuts, right? These are raw pistachios. I like Aurora brand. So get out your meat tenderizer. If you don't have one of these, there's something else that you can crack them up with real quick. So we're going to top this. Now, what does this do? It adds texture, but it adds nutrients as well. So it just makes things really interesting for your body and for your palate. This whole recipe is done, guys. So I think I took more time to talk about why not to eat mercury than to actually make this. And here we go. It smells amazing. I'm really glad that I did not use too much curry. So let's put, you can sprinkle it on top after, or I'm just going to add it in there now, which is fine. Grab out a nice spoon here. We don't want a slotted spoon because we want the juice on top of the fusilli. I might not eat all of this, but it's going to be fun trying. So we want to get some of the sauce. This is so fragrant and creative. I don't know where you're going to find this out. Why is it important to cook at home? Not only are you able to control the quality of your ingredients, you are cutting your cost by massive bucks. These scallops were on sale. I got 4 gigantors for about $5 to $6. You're going to pay a lot more. Delicious. This is so, I'm excited. So this is a brand new recipe, guys. You are right here with me. And we just created this from what I have in the refrigerator. So then what you do is you just put the fresh basil on top. When it's fresh and not cooked, you're getting the most phytonutrients or plant nutrients. That's what the body and the cells utilize as anti-cancer, antiviral, antibacterial, all of these amazing things, the antioxidants to help reduce all this oxidative stress. Look at this amazing dish. Woohoo! Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. If you had fun, give me a thumbs up and share the channel with anyone. If you want to know when new ones are coming out, you can subscribe. So I hope you have a great, awesome, amazing, vibrant Sunday. Bye.